Hi, I'm Jeff, one of the owners at PlanningPod, and now we're going to take a quick look at how to use our calendaring tool. Before I take you to the master calendar and show you the calendar tools there, I wanted to stay on the daily review dashboard page here and show you here is the area where the calendar items are displayed on your daily review dashboard. And you can select a date range to go out a ways to see your calendar items here. Okay, let's now go to the master calendar by clicking on the calendar link in the left-hand column here. The navigation tools for the calendar are at the top here. You can use the left and right arrows to scroll back and forth between months. You can also choose to view the calendar by week. And we're going to scroll through the weeks here, as well as by day. And of course you can scroll through days here or click on today to see today's calendar items. There are two types of calendars inside of the master calendar. The first type are personal calendars, which are under this heading right here. And right now I only have one personal calendar, my calendar. The second type of calendar are event calendars. When you create an event in our system, it creates a calendar that you will see here in the master calendar. To change the color of a calendar, just simply click on the color swatch and choose another color. For your personal calendars, you can also share this calendar by clicking on the silhouette icon here and then clicking in the blank field and choosing one of your contacts with whom you want to share the calendar with. So now when Chris and Jay log in, they will be able to see my calendar also in their PlanningPod account. Before we start creating calendar events, I wanted to show you a few other options here in the drop-down menu here in the right-hand corner. I wanted to first add a couple new personal calendars. So here is my personal calendar, and I'm going to add a few more personal calendars. And I'll add a third one here. And again, once you've created these, you can also share them with additional contacts. And in the left-hand column here, you can now see those new personal calendars. If you're new to PlanningPod, you may want to import calendar items from another electronic calendar that you have somewhere else. To do this, just click on the drop-down arrow and select Import Calendar from an ICS file. And you can export an ICS file from most popular e-calendars like Google, Outlook, Yahoo, whatnot. So we're going to choose a calendar to import these items into, and then I'm going to pick the ICS file that I exported from my Google Calendar, and now I'm going to upload it. And this may take a few moments depending upon how large your calendar was, but now you can see those items have been imported into my company calendar. So now let's add a new calendar event, which you can do by going up to the top right-hand corner and clicking on the Add Calendar Event button, or you can simply click on the day where you want to add the calendar item. And first you need to type in an event name or a calendar item name. And then in the next drop-down menu, you can choose which calendar you would like to add this item to. And in the checkbox below that, you can check this checkbox to send an email notification to all the users who are sharing that calendar. If you check this box, you can create an all-day event, and you can also choose the from and to hours using these drop-down menus, as well as an end date. Here you can set the item to repeat daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and below that you can add an address, which will allow you to pull up a map from the calendar item, which I will show you in a moment. And here you can add a few notes regarding this particular calendar item. And below this space, you can invite additional contacts to this calendar item. These are people who are not currently sharing this particular calendar. So I'm just going to add one person. And then finally, you can set a reminder for this calendar item, and you can specify how many minutes, hours, days, or weeks in advance you want to receive this notification, as well as if you want to receive an email notification or a text message. And once we hit the save button, we will be able to view our item on the master calendar. And as you can see right here, we will click on our new calendar item, and it will give us a summary of all the details in there, as well as the ability to link to a map, which we can click there. And when we go back to the master calendar, we can also edit or delete this item here. And once you've created a calendar item, you can also just simply pick it up and drag and drop it to another date to move that item. Besides adding calendar items to a master calendar, you can also add to-dos by clicking on the drop-down menu and clicking on the Add To-Do link. First, we're going to put in what the to-do is. And then we'll choose the due date for this to-do. And we will associate this particular to-do with an event. And this is mandatory. You must associate a to-do with an event. Once you do that, you can assign people to that particular to-do. And we're going to assign a couple people to this to-do, as well as add it to the to-do list inside of that event. And now we're going to save it. Once you've saved that to-do, you can add more if you wish. However, we're going to return to the calendar right now. And we will click on the new to-do we just created, which is right here, and which will pull up details. Here you can click in the checkbox to complete the task. You can edit or delete this to-do. You can add to-dos and calendar items to event calendars here. You can also add them inside of an event, which we will do right now. We're going to click on the Events tab and then click on an event. And here you can find the calendar events tool inside of the event. So we're going to click on the arrow, and you can view upcoming events as well as events that are post-dated or in the future. So we're going to look at all the events. You're able to edit and delete them here. And we're going to add a new calendar event inside of this event. We're going to provide it a name, start date from 2 times. And this particular calendar item will not only show up inside of this event here, but it will also show up in the master calendar under that particular event calendar. And we'll add a few notes to this item. We'll invite another contact, and note that is a contact who has not been assigned to this particular event. And we're going to add an email reminder and save it. So now you can see this particular item has been added right here to this event. And let's go to the master calendar, and I'll show you where you can find that particular calendar item and where it's been added to the master calendar. And it's been added right here. And we can click on it, edit it, delete it, whatnot right here. If you ever need to export calendar items from your Planning Pod calendar, you can do that by going up to the drop-down menu in the top right-hand corner and clicking on the Export Calendar link. And if you have e-calendars that you use commonly, you can also subscribe to the iCal feed from one of your Planning Pod calendars, and you can place this in another calendar like your Google Calendar or an Outlook calendar. You just cut and paste this URL and find the place inside your eCalendar, your current eCalendar, where you can place that code. And finally, to download a printable PDF file of your calendar, you can do it right here by clicking on one of these links. And one thing I forgot to mention, in the left-hand column, the checkboxes next to each calendar allows you to turn the calendars on and off for viewing purposes. Well, thanks for watching this video, and let us know if you have any questions.